Alberta and Ontario are teaming up to study energy corridors between the two provinces. After the premiers flipped some pancakes this morning, they signed deals to reduce trade barriers and promote a pipeline. But it comes as a report says cutting red tape across Canada will actually do little to help the economy. Jordan Canagan explains.
After a morning of serving up Stampede pancakes, the premiers of Alberta and Ontario cooked up trade deals that could see a new pipeline and rail routes between provinces. Danielle Smith and Doug Ford signing memorandums of understanding to see more Ontario-built cars in Alberta and more Alberta alcohol in Ontario. And the two pledging to promote energy projects across the country.
Prime Minister Carney is no Justin Trudeau. He's a business mind. He's run massive multi-billion-dollar businesses, and he's bringing the business approach to the federal government that hasn't had that approach in the last 10 years.
Government officials will now study pipeline and rail routes that could bring energy products to ports in Ontario. They'll also continue to push the feds to foster a better environment for the private sector to invest.
There'll be a moment where the rubber hits the road. Like, you can only talk the talk for so long before you start putting some real action around it.
It comes as Canada and most countries continue to face American tariffs.
I love the U.S. I love the American people. But there's one person that's causing a problem right now, and that's President Trump.
But as Canada races to remove interprovincial trade barriers, a left-leaning think tank calls the actions political theater. A report from the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives says roadblocks between provinces are minimal already, and rushing to remove regulations could have negative effects.
What we're seeing right now is that the Trump threat to Canada's economy is being used to force through an agenda that has been long on the minds of certain Canadian businesses. It's an agenda of deregulation.
And Jordan joins us from McDougall Centre tonight. Jordan, there will be more trade talk tomorrow.
Tara, trade ministers and officials from the federal and provincial governments across Canada will be in Quebec City this week for meetings. And of course, those meetings coming after the Prime Minister was here in Calgary over the weekend for several Calgary Stampede events. And Premier Smith says that's an opportunity for Mark Carney's government to hear directly from the energy industry about frustrations with certain legislation. And it was at one of those Stampede events that the Prime Minister said it is likely an oil pipeline to British Columbia will be on that short list of mega projects deemed to be in the national interest. Tara?
Okay, Jordan, thank you.